Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Grace-Filled Leader podcast. If you have ever wondered what it's like to live in the mind of someone who feels most alive when they're learning, analyzing, and solving complex problems, then today's episode is just for you. Today, we are continuing our conversation about the Enneagram Type 5, often referred to as the investigator. Whether you're a Type 5 or you love, live, or work with one, this episode will give you fresh insights into how God uniquely wired them to reflect His wisdom and creativity. Understanding the nuances of a Type 5 helps us connect with their thoughtful, observant nature and appreciate the unique ways they contribute to life and leadership. If you're married to one, raising one, or working with one, today's discussion will help you honor their gifts while supporting them in areas where they may feel stretched. Welcome to the Grace-Filled Leader podcast. Do you want better work-life balance? Do you get stuck in patterns of perfectionism and people-pleasing? Have you always been an overachiever but never really felt good enough, no matter how much outward success you achieve? Do you want more time for the things that matter most? Well, you are in the right place. Here on the Grace-Filled Leader podcast, we focus on spirit-driven success and share the secrets to having better work-life balance as a busy woman in leadership. Here you will learn how to set boundaries like a boss, find peace of mind, and reclaim your time for the things that matter most. Hi, I'm Tanya, a wife, mom, leader, and certified Christian life coach. For most of my life, I tried to find worthiness through achievement. I spent decades people-pleasing and pouring myself into my work. I was looking for my value through the approval of others. This led me to feel burned out, empty, and exhausted. I had no time or energy for myself or my family. I realized that I was wasting time and energy looking for validation in all the wrong places. But my life changed when I finally surrendered and God showed me a different way. It is my mission to help you start living the abundant life God has for you. If you're ready to become fueled by grace and find freedom from people-pleasing, if you're ready to multiply your time and impact as a Christian woman in leadership, this podcast is for you. Roll up your sleeves, sister friends. It's time to get after it. So let's talk first about kind of the key characteristics and core of the Enneagram Type 5. Their driving emotions are a deep desire to feel capable and knowledgeable. They struggle with feelings of inadequacy or the fear of being overwhelmed or depleted, and they have an inclination to conserve their energy and their resources, sometimes appearing detached. Their core motivation is to gain insight, understanding, and mastery over their environment. Their core fear is the fear of being helpless, incapable, or dependent on others. And the origins of the Type 5 is that they're often rooted in an early experience of feeling emotionally or physically overwhelmed, leading to a strong desire for independence and self-sufficiency. At their best, Type 5s embody God's wisdom and thirst for truth. They remind us of His intentionality and the beauty of thoughtful stewardship. However, when they're struggling, they may withdraw, becoming overly focused on self-preservation and isolation. Today we're going to talk about the wings and the subtypes of the Enneagram 5. And remember, wings are the numbers on either side of the primary type. So for a 5, the wings are a 4 or a 6. So a Type 5 wing 4, often referred to as the philosopher, is deeply introspective, creative, and drawn to exploring abstract ideas. They're often focused on the intersection of knowledge and beauty. And the challenges with the 5 wing 4 is that they can become overly withdrawn or struggle with self-doubt. Now, a Type 5 wing 6 is often referred to as a problem solver, and they are practical, grounded, and adept at troubleshooting. They balance curiosity with a drive to create stability and security. And the challenges they face are that they can be overly cautious or prone to worry. Type 5s with a 4 wing bring a unique blend of creativity and curiosity, while those with a 6 wing offer steadiness and strategic thinking. Both add valuable dimensions to the investigator's personality. Now moving on to the subtypes of the Enneagram 5. Now remember, there are 3 subtypes to every type. There's the self-preservation subtype, the social subtype, and the one-to-one subtype. So the self-preservation 5, referred to as the castle, focuses on conserving resources and creating a safe space to recharge. They may appear detached, but they find security in their independence. And their leadership style is that they are observant and methodical, excelling at long-term planning. The social, or the second subtype, the social type 5, often referred to as the professor, seeks knowledge to share and contribute to a group or a cause. They balance independence with a strong desire to engage intellectually. And their leadership style is often that they inspire others by teaching and empowering through their knowledge. And finally, the one-to-one investigator seeks deep, intimate connections, but guards their emotional energy. Their leadership style is that they are insightful and discerning, often offering strategic solutions, but behind the scenes a bit. Understanding subtypes helps us appreciate how type 5s express their need for knowledge and security a little bit differently, whether through building a personal fortress, as in the castle or the self-preserving subtype, teaching a group, as in the social type 5, or nurturing close relationships, as in the one-to-one type 5. So how type 5s show up in the world and in leadership? Well, in regard to their strengths, they are highly observant with a gift for seeing patterns and solving problems. They tend to be calm under pressure and able to make objective decisions, and they bring depth and insight into their relationships and their workplaces and their communities. But their challenges are that they can withdraw a bit too much, isolating themselves from others. They struggle with asking for help or delegating responsibilities, and they risk becoming overly focused on preparation and planning, sometimes delaying action and decision making. So let's look at a real-life example of an Enneagram Type 5. Meet Tom. Tom is a software engineer and a textbook Enneagram Type 5. He thrives in his role where his expertise in analyzing data and designing systems makes him an invaluable team member. While his colleagues may rush into decisions, Tom takes a step back, weighing every possibility and offering thoughtful solutions that others may have overlooked. As the head of his department, Tom creates a calm, steady work environment. His team values his ability to stay composed during high-pressure situations, and they often turn to him for guidance when faced with complex challenges. However, Tom sometimes struggles to delegate tasks, fearing that they won't be done right. He also finds it hard to engage in small talk, which can make him seem distant and not very relational. Over time, Tom has worked to balance his independence with a willingness to connect with his team on a more personal level. Tom's story reminds us that leadership doesn't always have to be loud or flashy. His quiet strength, intellectual curiosity, and ability to create innovative solutions make him a leader others can rely on. Again, by trusting God with the areas where he feels stretched, Tom is learning that true strength comes from leaning on the one who supplies all the wisdom. So some key takeaways for understanding and supporting a Type 5 in your life. First, respect their boundaries. 5s thrive when their need for space is honored. Give them time to recharge and process their thoughts. Second, encourage balance. Gently remind them that they don't need to know everything before taking action. God will equip them as they step out into faith. 3, celebrate their expertise. Affirm their contributions and recognize their unique ability to bring clarity and insight. 4, remind them of God's sufficiency Encourage them to lean on God's provision instead of relying solely on their own resources. So some reflection questions if you are a type 5. What areas of your life do you try to control or manage on your own? How can you surrender those to God this week? How can you use your gift of insight to serve others in your family, your workplace, or your community? If you're a type 5, maybe reach out to someone this week to share what you've been learning or working on. If you love or work with a 5, thank them for their unique contributions and invite them into a meaningful conversation. Folks, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Are you a 5 or do you know a 5 in your life? Come and share in the group over in the Facebook community. It's a private group, a free private group, and we are all there to grow together and learn together and support each other. And as we close, I pray that the Lord fills you with gratitude, peace, and His amazing grace. I pray this episode blessed you, spoke to you, or encouraged you in some way. If so, please share it with a friend and head on over to Apple Podcasts to leave me a review. That's the only way for me to know if you're enjoying the show. Nothing blesses me more than to hear from you. Also, come on over to our free Facebook community. This is a great place for us to support one another on our faith and leadership journeys. You can find the link to the group in the show notes or go to gracefilledleader.com/community. If you have questions or content ideas for the show, please send me a message on SpeakPipe or via email. Go to gracefilledleader.com/contact and leave a written or voice recorded message. I would love to know how I can best serve you on the podcast. Now to Him who can do immeasurably more than we can ask or imagine, according to His power that is at work within us. Ephesians 3, verse 20. Until next time, my friends, God bless.